The RTS, that's the only one.
What?
Yeah.
The only boss that like I really know at this point is Sean. Is he's like handling that. He's been really helpful because
Oh yeah, always. How about you? What's the latest on everything? Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 So what are like DoD policies for hybrid work, and are there DoD policies? Yeah. Driving people back.
Mainly they were forced out because
right.
Basically the new priority you get to the house.
Yeah.
They had I have a place now. And I still have
Never does. Never so.
I just can't imagine being like 3 weeks
That's a good way, right? I think the only thing I applied for was test policy. That was it. Everything else was like, oh, that sounds good. Okay. Yeah. Who is that? Okay.
So everyone's like, it's not a bad idea. So I was surprised when they actually did it.
Yes, right. That's right. Okay.
I laughed a little bit.
So did they have like a pallet where they put, if they want to carry a bunch of passengers, it's kind of like the Godhead, so they just put them, yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, we did all that. Turns out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So we always
Well, and what happens is, everything what I've seen is they dig around the decision, and then it becomes too late, and then it's like maybe that wasn't the smartest move, but we got no other choice. Yeah. 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 That's right. That's right. Yeah. No, that's exactly right. Yeah. Yes, the first one I went to was a Space Jam Science Center. This is really good. This is a really good. Yeah. Right. 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 Yeah. So I don't know the answer. Yeah. It's and everybody's trying to do it, right? And it's a program and a bunch of they're all trying to just give us your problems. Okay, I got a ton of them. You know, so which one? So which? How do you want to scope this? Yeah, right, right. Yeah. In fact, there's something you say that there's a company in Tampa called one of the problems we're tackling right now is commercial information on stuff and how to make sure, for example, they're the intel, so they work agency stuff, and one of the things you have to make sure is that you don't collect
attention, please, for just a moment. We're going to start in about 15 minutes. We still got people outside registering and checking in. So once that kind of dies down, we'll get started, okay?
Yeah. I'm just amazed. This company we were talking to, they started a really young CEO. They just got a $470,000 contract with Silicon to grab a bunch of young programmers, and they're looking for certain programmers. And they were stepping through some slides, and they were talking about languages I've never heard of. I mean, the programming languages nowadays. Well, and compared to what they're, it's just kind of, that really dates me. I was just kind of impressed with this Fortran. It hasn't come with any hard tags.
You see that part of the book?
Yeah. I remember that, like decals. Yeah, I remember that. It's like those DIY shows where they're trying to, they're saying, oh, here you go, linoleum, we'll get pull the linoleum off the kitchen floor, and then you realize they're take one
Nice. Black and white. You were so good looking at like the camera, but you eating too much. We should all walk. Yeah, that's right. They had the guy. Segway. I don't know how.
I'm gonna take this camera here.
Just blocking it.
It's just like it's all just faces. You're good. I'm gonna move it.
Oh, okay.
Look at that, they all turn around. That's great. We're going to get started here very shortly, so grab your food if you haven't. Find a seat, find a buddy, sit next to them. Don't do anything inappropriate. We can get the second annual Space Jam moving here. Oh, sorry. Oops. Oopsies. Second annual Armed Forces Jam moving here. That's the magic of a volume button. Whoa. All right. So welcome to the second annual Armed Forces Game Jam. See, I got it right this time. Thank you. I'm Eric Sand. I'm a Director of Strategic Partnerships at FIA. Any FIA alumni in the room? And FIA, for those of you who don't know, is Florida Interactive Entertainment Academy. Shameless plug, Princeton Review, #1 game development program in the world. Shameless, but I have to do it, or my boss will get mad. So we have over 80 attendees at this meeting today. Great turnout here. So who's first Indie Jam, or I'll get this right. Who's first Armed Forces Jam? Okay. Who's first jam ever? Okay. My first jam ever. As you can see, I can't get the name right. Who's here? Who's done this Armed Forces Jam the second time? Good. Great turnout. So one of the questions that we have: how many people have done a jam 5 or more times? All right. Note, all you people who haven't been here, note these hands. Note them now, photographic memory. You're going to go see them, because they're going to help you. That's what I've been told it anyway. I'll stand by that. So, speaking of numbers, we have over $25,000 in cash and in-kind contributions. Thank you. We have 45 sponsors for the jam. This is a great community turnout. I've been involved in INSEG serious games for 13 or 14 years, and you don't see this type of turnout ever or often. So glad that everybody can make it on a rainy night where there's football in the air and in the parking lots. So here's a slide. So this is very rich coming from me, a late middle-aged boomer. If it's not in a hashtag, it doesn't happen. Now, I have 4 children in my 20s who constantly remind me that I should be on social media more. So, in deference to them, if you don't hashtag Armed Forces Jam, it didn't happen. It doesn't happen in the universe. So make sure that you do this early. Do it. It's just like paying your taxes. Do it early. Do it often. So with that, I want to introduce some notable guests here who are supporting our program. And the first one that I always want to call out is Captain Cavelli. Can you come up here? Captain Cavelli is commanding officer of North PSD, as many of you might know. He's a good supporter of our VIA Game Lab projects. And take it away.
Right, I guess you're gonna enter through the microphone. I like to walk around, but I want to thank everybody for coming. Eric, thank you for doing this. I want to thank everyone who has worked so hard to put this on. Those of you that have volunteered to spend your weekend here doing this, and all the people that participated, 80+ participants. All right, we have 11 hard problems. That's just amazing. This is going to be better than last year now. And the judges, everyone. I just want to, you not hear me? I really want to thank you. For doing that. Now, at NOCTSD here, we provide training, products, and services to the fleet, okay? The sailors and Marines out there. We also have representation in an organization called Team Orlando for 4 services. The Army, the Navy, of course, the Marines, and the Air Force. And hopefully we're going to get the Space Force in here eventually as part of Team Orlando. All right. We really want to do that. But together, we're providing those products and services to the warfighter. I was just talking to people earlier. Speed is of the essence, all right? You see what's going on out there in the world, how quickly technology is changing, what's happening out in Eastern Europe, and in the Pacific. We need to be ready. We need to outpace the threat, all right? And gamers can help us do that. Y'all are good at moving fast, and that's what we need to do. Speed is my #1 priority. I need to get more technology out there to the warfighters, all right? Because think about it, what are video games? They're just like our simulators, our trainings are big video games, all right? And those training devices and those systems are allowing the warfighter to get the reps and sets that they need so they can hone their skills and operate their weapon systems at the edge of the envelope, okay? It allows them to preserve the peace if necessary, win in combat, and return home safely. And return home safely is a big deal. Think about that. To their families, their mothers, their fathers, their wives, their husbands, their sons and their daughters. We take that very seriously. And we need your help to do that. Now, last year, we had 13 projects going on, and 3 of those is follow-on work, all right? Department of Energy, Department of Homeland Security, and the Air Force. So this year, I'm hoping that you're going to solve some hard problems for us. And we can use those solutions to aid the warfighter. This way, they will be able to stand ready to protect the peace. So I want to thank you for that. I'm looking forward to seeing the fruits of your labor, and I'm looking forward to see you on Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. So good luck to y'all, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Captain Cavelli, for those words. Very true. Next slide. Representing Centfluence, Saul,
and the corridor.
and the corridor.
That's right. So, hey, good evening. Paul Soul, CEO of the Florida High Tech Corridor. 23 counties. We span from Tampa St. Pete, and we just had a couple folks walk in from there, so that's great. All the way to the Space Coast with Space Force. So thanks for being here for the Game Jam. I've been here 2 years, and this is the biggest crowd yet. I'll echo what Dan Cavelli talked about, and that is the problems that you all are going after. You're bringing that boundary-breaking collaboration. You're attacking stuff that we've tried. I spent 33 years in the Navy trying to solve big problems, and I guarantee you, this is the group that will go after these problems and get the creative solutions that we need. That's why we support this every single time. You all want to get acting and get going. So thank you very much for coming this evening and for being here for the whole weekend. Thanks again.
Another big sponsor of ours, the Meta Center. representing Meta Center, Caroline.
Well, let's put this in context. So, hello everybody. I'm Carolyn Logue. I am director of the Central Florida Tech Grove. Welcome to our house. And many of you, where's Chris? Chris will be back there. So, Chris is the other part of the large 2-person Tech Grove staff. So, we'll be here all weekend, and we are the partners with IndieNomicon to organize this event. And let me tell you why this is important. Some of you have heard this word, Meta Center, and you are aware that Orlando, under the Orlando Economic Partnership, has recently branded Orlando, the Metro Orlando area, as the Meta Center. Why? We all hear about the metaverse, and lots of conversation we can have about what that means and what it's going to mean and implications of it, but why is Orlando, why can we claim this word, the Meta Center? Why can we claim this label? It's because you are a critical part of it, every one of you in this room. What makes up the metaverse? And what do we have here in Orlando that comprises that? Well, here at UCF, we have the largest concentration in the country of immersive reality faculty, XR, VR, extended reality. Tons of talent in our student base. How many of you are UCF students or graduates? Woo! All right, yeah, proves the point there. We have the number we use is $6 billion, but that number is about 3 years old, so I actually think it's considerably more. $6 billion plus being spent every year by the Navy, the Army, the Air Force, the Marine Corps, and a whole roster of other federal entities designing, researching, and buying modeling, simulation, and training products for our warfighters. That takes a lot of talent. Some of you are part of that talent base. #1 game school, but we also have Full Sail, we have Dave School, we have so much incredible talent. We have IndieNomicon, Orlando Game Space, many of which you are part of. We have Orlando is the first city in the world to create an entire digital twin of the city, and that will soon be unveiled. The Orlando Economic Partnership partnered with Unity to do that. Unity is a sponsor of this event, and by the way, here in Central Florida, Orlando specifically, the largest concentration of Unity licenses anywhere in the world. Yeah, and that means it's being used, right? The VR/AR Association, an international organization that's been around for a number of years. Want to guess where the largest and most active chapter is? Central Florida. If you haven't experienced a VR/AR Association event, I hope that you'll come out and join us at some point. I could go on and on and on, but when you think about AR, VR, 3D, digital twinning, Internet of Things, sensors, artificial intelligence, cyber, blockchain, all these things that make up the metaverse, they are concentrated here in Orlando. That's what makes us the Meta Center. So we've got a short video that we're going to play because here in under the OEP, we've been fortunate to have Ms. Kathy Hackle, Chief Metaverse Officer of a company called Journey that just recently went public. Let's see, here we go. I'm going to let her share a message with you, and that's not going to work either, is it? Browser's up to date. Thank you for telling me that. You gonna play? All right. We're gonna move on because I don't want to take up your time with that. We'll come back and play it later. And the other thing that I will add is, in addition to the cash prizes, the top 3 teams. You heard Captain Cavelli give reference to this, but the top 3 teams, in addition to the cash, you are going to join Chris and I in our exhibit booth on the floor of the world's largest modeling, simulation, and training event that takes place the week after Thanksgiving. It's called IDSIC. And you will be on the floor with us as those winners last year were. So we look forward to having you there with us. Eric? Oh, there she is. There's Unity.
All right, guys. So we heard a little bit about how awesome Central Florida is for what we all like to do. I want to add a little bit more onto that and just expand on the idea. So it's not just Central Florida that feels that way. I can prove that by telling you a little bit about why Unity came to Florida. So maybe some of you don't know, and if you do know, please just let me tell you again that the European and Canadian and West Coast operated Unity Technologies decided to come to Orlando, Florida for their East Coast chapter. Most specifically, they wanted a place where their VPs could better call into Europe and Asia and other places around the world where the time zones were a little bit easier to handle. But they chose Orlando. Like, they had options. They had New York, they had Boston, they had North Carolina. If anybody knows where that is, why that's relevant. There were a lot of options. And they measured all of those options. Washington, D.C., these are all viable choices, but they chose Orlando, Florida because of all the things that she just mentioned. Orlando is considered the military simulation capital of the world. What? We didn't say that. People in California said that. Crazy. Well, thank you guys for being here. Unity feels very strongly that the world is a better place with more creators in it. We feel strongly about democratizing development and putting the people, giving them the power to create whatever they need to make impactful change in the world. So I want to introduce you guys to your Unity experts that will be helping you throughout the weekend. If you are with Unity, go ahead and give a little wave. All right. Thanks, guys. So these guys have volunteered their time for you this weekend. If you have any questions, please reach out to them. They probably have something signifying on them that they are with Unity. And if not, just ask, and we'll tell you where they are. There'll be different people throughout the weekend, artists, developers, business development people, whomever you might need to talk to, and we'll get you in the right place. And of course, we have a wealth of knowledge and we'll be able to find the place where you need to find that information. So I want to encourage you all to think thoughtfully and remember that you are holding a great responsibility, and there's not only just a bunch of exciting cash prizes, but also the opportunity to make impactful change, not only for yourselves, but for the world at large. So thank you guys for being here. This is an awesome turnout. And yeah, let's go game jam.
Parents, thank you and Unity for your generous support of this event. And moving on, my favorite part so far of this, where's Chef Ryan? Chef Ryan, it's time for you to explain the menu, this weekend's menu, because tonight was pretty darn good. I like those little those little shooters.
Well, you guys enjoyed our little skirmish tonight. That's what I called it. We had some interns today that came in from everywhere. I don't have a big enough mouth. I don't believe that. How's this? A little better? But I think my mouth is big enough by itself. I wanted to thank the interns and stuff we had tonight. We had some from Turkey and Indonesia and stuff. They were in there helping us, and honestly, we couldn't have got it done without them. So, everybody in there, the kitchen's empty. So, they did great. Hopefully I can get them out here. My sous chef Javier did a fantastic job. He was with me at the Mega Health Jam as well. For anybody who was at the Mega Health Jam that we did, it was our first one here, and we wanted to do something on a slim budget. We wanted to do something nice and healthier, and this is the start of it this weekend. Some of the stuff that you can see. So that was the menu for tonight. We had the caprese salad, but I did a little different with the roasted beef. The beef stroganoff, and then the chicken with 3 cheese and jalapeno bites weren't too bad, and the shooters instead were good. These are some of the menus. We have some more coming. Breakfast for anybody who's going to be here. We're going to have quiche, scrambled eggs, and omelets to order. So anybody who wants those when they come in, I've got that. We take care of you nicely. Some breakfast breads and stuff. For lunch, for anybody who's at Mega Health Jam, we're going to have different types of wraps. Some lettuce wraps. We're going to have different types of salads, subs.
So it's a nice, cold, quick grab food, so you can go to your stations for the competitions. And then for dinner, for anybody who makes dinner, on Saturday and Sunday, Saturday night is a shrimp scampi style with an Alfredo sauce and pasta, plus we've got a marinara sauce and meatballs, but we're going to make it so that you can kind of mix and match and do whatever you like. Cheesy bread and garlic bread that sold out last time. I think Chad didn't get any. He was wrong about for him, he didn't have any. And a house salad. And then on Sunday, we're doing what I call wings and things. We have 3 different types of wings, 2 different types of shrimp. We have a tater tots bar that Chad said he absolutely had to have, and a macaroni and cheese bar. Plus a lot of different types of salads and finger foods. So that'll wrap up the weekend. We're really trying to do nice, healthy, from scratch food, and we don't have a lot of room to do it in. And I appreciate you guys being patient with us and letting us get it out. But next year, this is a taste of what we're going to start, and next year we're going to do so much more for you. So thanks for having us out. Appreciate it.
Chef Brian, I was going to go over to New Smyrna for the weekend, but I don't think so, man.
Hey, buddy, eat it up, please.
All right, next, let's talk a little bit about the equipment that we have here for you people to use. There's Microsoft HoloLens. 10 of them. 10 of them. See, how many numbers are just so good. 10 of them, 2 Magic Leap headsets, Tesla suits. All of these can be, are at your disposal to solve your problems. All right. Let's talk about the challenge areas. You can talk about the challenge areas. All right.
I'm probably not going to remember all the details of these, and they are on the Armed Forces Jam website. You can go on there and expand out each of them. But what I'm so excited about is the diversity of challenges that we have from the various services. We have Army, Navy, Air Force, Space Force, and Space Force is in the house. They're going to have a team, they're going to be subject matter experts, going to be a judge, so got quite a few of those. And we even have one that is for Tech Grove. We do have a digital twin of Tech Grove. I have the Unity files, and we would want to do more with that. So anybody that wants to tackle that, I know a few of you are. There are a couple of other of these where it may be beneficial to you to have access to that to use if it calls for a virtual building. One of the Space Force challenges, I think is it the first responder training maybe? Yes, requires a virtual building, so if you want to use the Tech Grove one, you can. You may have your own. We also have a couple of Air Force challenges. The simulator, let's see, where is it? The simulator conversion, thank you, yes. That is taking an existing platform and converting it into a metaverse or a gamified format. And on the other side of that blue expanded wall over there, we have 5 pilot training next sleds. And we have folks here from the local Air Force organization to help you use them and learn about them if you want to utilize those for anything. Let's see, what else? There's one of these, it's actually a military training gamification, which is, I will tell you, every one of the services needs that. So for those of you that can tackle how to really create some effective, highly engaging games to help the military increase recruitment, you're going to get a lot of interest because absolutely every part of the military needs that. There's another one where there's a existing modeling and simulation training course that currently is in a PowerPoint format that was provided as part of the supporting materials, and you can gamify that. There are so many uses for that across not only the military but other educational environments. So one of the things we're going to be looking for in the prototypes that you produce for the challenges that you choose is not only what are you delivering for the customer that submitted the challenge, but where else can we give visibility to that prototype that you developed for others that might be interested. Anything, Chad, anything else in particular you want to point out? I think that the other key thing is every one of these has subject matter experts, points of contacts attached to it. Some of them that can't be here in person, they are standing by this weekend, be available via Zoom or phone, and we have their contact information. But don't let any of these challenges intimidate you. We know that this is a world, a universe, that many of you may not have had experience with, and it can be a little overwhelming, but that's why we have a lot of access to subject matter experts, both in the house and virtually, to help guide you through and give you some information and answer some questions. Okay? Any questions from anybody about any of that right now? All right. Yes, sir.
Is there a list of all of the suites for this stuff that we have access to?
Yes.
Any of the sand tricks we can help you get points of contact.
Okay.
It's not on the website, but if there's specific questions.
Then we'll reach out to
Yeah,
them.
one of us, yeah, put all that data.
Tan shirts, couldn't catch what he said. Tan shirts can give you access. Okay, and I have a tan shirt too, so I just had to put it on. All right. Any other questions? All right. Thank you.
All right. I'd like the judges to, who are taking time out from their weekend to judge this event, I'd like them to say a few words about themselves. First up, Russell Hutt. Could you tell us a little bit about what you're doing and what you're looking for in the games?
Up there or right here?
Wherever works.
All right, I'm just looking to be surprised and wowed. Okay, so coming from a world where things have been slow, I want you guys to be able to impress us with some stuff. We've got some devices out here that, you know, it took years to get to our warfighters to learn to fly, and a lot of that is gaming technology. This was before its time, so we'll talk about that later, but basically just wow us if you can.
Thank you, Russell. Tyson Griffin, Chief Technology Officer of NOC.
That would be a cool job.
No?
I'm the Director of Research and Engineering over at NOC. So, like Russ said, you know, wow us. But another thing is, within military training and simulation, a lot of it comes down to the human interface and the human experience. Because what we're trying to do is train human beings to do some very difficult, challenging jobs, sometimes that are very dangerous. And it's all about, as Captain Cavelli said, it's about getting our folks back home if they have to go into a harm's way. So what I would like to also see is, as you develop your solutions and stuff, kind of the FIA challenge, please look to find the fun. You know, find the fun and the human experience within what you're trying to develop and show for us. And I'm going to be looking to see how that user experience really reflects in the content, not as much in the visuals or anything else, but really what the underlying content and what message, what fun are you trying to get across to the user. Thank you.
Abdul Siddiqui from BEO Scrum.
Yes, thank you. I'm going to stand so that people in the back can actually see me. Abdul Siddiqui, I'm the STEM coordinator for the U.S. Army. I've been with the Army for 30 years, so I've seen technology change while being in the Army. My only recommendation to you all is, you all are young, you all are smart, you all are razor sharp. Apply yourself. You've already taken the first step in this great opportunity by just showing up. Make the most of it. Make this weekend an opportunity of greatness for yourself and for the event. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, I'll date myself, which isn't too hard. when I was in college, you closed your blue book and passed it forward at the end of your finals. So when you're closing your virtual blue book, it's 4 p.m. on Sunday. All hands down, pencils down, laptops closed, you're done. So keep that in mind, that we're trying to enforce a hard and fast date on this jam. Date and time on this jam. So once again, just a reminder so nobody forgets, 4 p.m. Sunday. All right, what we've had is great contribution and prize money this year, and a last minute addition by Admentum really upped the prize money for everybody. So first place is $1,500. Yep, formatting. Bad formatting. Second place, 1,000.
Yes.
Third place, 500. And then the bonus challenges.
The Central Florida Tech Grove members and the Adventure Challenge, both 1,000.
Both 1,000 each. So, you know, if you guys do well, it's well worth your weekend. I can see why people are here. That's not bad. Not only are you helping your country, but you're also could put a little cash in your pocket. So I want to thank all of our sponsors again, that we can have that level of cash prize to entice you here to come work on these problems. So, 10 helpful tips. You can read these, I don't have to read them. But the most important tip, besides closing your laptop at 4 p.m. on Sunday, is to have fun, right? This, not only are we here to work on problems, but we're here to have fun. So a couple of the things that are learning experiences from other jams: keep it simple. Don't be afraid to hack. All of these things behind it. But the one that I want to emphasize the most is why you're all here, is to have fun. And with that, I'm going to pass the microphone and the clicker baton to Jack.
Yeah, no clapping? Come on. There we go. Sweet. So I'm going to have my portion be super quick, because it's I want to thank all the sponsors, everyone, all the judges, Brian, everyone involved. You guys really made it. Over 80 people that came out this weekend. This event is because of you guys and your participation. So we're going to go through the next few slides pretty quickly. So you guys are here on Friday. You guys already know. So our goal is to kind of get through pitches as quick as we can with those who are presenting and pitching ideas. And at that point, the jam kind of begins. We're going to be here this evening till 11 p.m. today. So one of the key things, Juan, where are you at, Juan?
Right here.
Not you, Juan. Juan, come here. Come hither. Okay. So everyone see Juan in the hat. Okay. Okay. So for those who contributed before, we're going to do things slightly different this year, just because of making Sunday a little bit more efficiently done. Listen to me very closely. When your team is formed and you have everything you need to do, one of your exit pieces is going to be creating your itch.io page foundationally off the page. It's already live. It's already ready to go. You can input the people stuff first. So it's creatively done, and Juan will be checking you out once we know how many teams there are. So just make sure that is going to be key. So once the leader is established for that team, just verifying it through Juan. You can go to the website and verify that information that are good. You can update it through the weekend, but we want to make sure that each team's page is created this evening. That will help Sunday astronomically when it comes to timing and everything. I know it becomes stressful. So that is the key thing to take away. So Saturday, as Brian has mentioned, right, so doors open at 8. We're going to have a cold bar right about 8 o'clock. Juan's going to be making coffee, and it'll be hot and served here at the place. And then from 9 to 10, that hot bar for food is when that'll be available for attendees. So between 9 and 10 a.m. For that. Continue to update your HIO page with any sort of screenshots, updates that you have. So keep that as a living, breathing document, especially as you're creating things. And then Sunday is going to be the key day. So 8 o'clock start. Our lunch is going to start a little bit earlier, 11 a.m. It's going to kind of run through for a few hours. Things are going to be out since you guys are focusing on turn-ins and stuff like that. At 4 o'clock, it will be a hard deadline, as our Master of Ceremonies has specified. At 4:30, our dinner and jam fair. So about an hour and a half of time, you guys will be able to test other people's stuff out. The judges will be able to walk around, test your things out. They have a judging rubric, which you saw the 4 or 5 subject areas that they will be judging upon this year. They'll be doing preliminary checking out your projects then. And then during final presentations, the goal is to start at 6 o'clock on that. It's a hard start for me, so I can get you guys out as effectively, as quickly as possible. I know that you guys have all put a lot of hard work and effort through the weekend. The other piece is, I know the majority of you may be on there, but this sweet QR code, if you're not on the IndieNomicon Discord, it's going to be a lot of where the internal communication between jammers and my volunteer staff will be able to communicate with you guys when we come to the microphone at certain times. But a lot of that, if you're looking for help, one of my staff members will be digitally. We do have remote attendees. There's about 10 to 12 of them that will be able to support and join teams as well. And there will be a looking for help section on that, so you can see all the current channels that are become available. Each team will have a channel if they so request it here internally on the IndieNomicon Discord. So keep that in mind. And remember, hashtag Unfortunate Jam, if it doesn't exist, we'll do that. So with that being said, we're going to transition over. So as the challenge statements have been out onto the world for a few days, we're going to set up to do pitches. So we're going to do kind of a close down for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to, before I finish, she need to go.
Okay, this is the first of what may be several announcements. All right, you found it. Okay, so there are a lot of you in the room. There's a lot of stuff in the room. You're going to lose stuff. You're going to leave stuff. You're going to be looking for stuff. So I just had somebody come say, I lost my phone. It looks like this. And I was going to come up in here and say, has anybody seen an iPhone with a clear case on it? But she just found it. So if you lose something, you misplace it, let us know. We've been open in business long enough that we do have a lost and found bin, because stuff always gets left, right? So, and if you leave here Sunday or one night and you realize you left something here, call us. If you find something laying around it looks like it's a lost item, please bring it to Chris or myself or somebody in a tan shirt, so we can collect all that stuff and help you be reunited with your lost items. Thank you.
For sweet, thank you. So it is, mark your timer, it is 7:22 by my watch. At 7:30, we will start doing pitches. For those who want to do pitches, you can come stand right up over here, and we're going to form the line that direction. And we will start in a matter of 8 minutes to do pitches. What direction?
I think this is what he's doing now.
for those who are your first time here, we do have some things that will be needed when you do pitch. So you can take a look up here on the screen and go from there. One of the things that we're going to add is just making sure that you communicate what challenge you're going after, which is super important. go ahead and line up over here, closer to the front, and so we can get your guys' focused attention, please. This will be very important. So for those who aren't joining pre-teams, they can understand the current projects being pitched, okay? your team leader needs to come over here and stand in line so we can actually start pitches. So please have a seat so we can be respectful for the pitches so everyone can listen in, and we can go from there. So,
No, he said no.
Huh?
Probably like Tim does.
Okay, so we're going to start pitches now. So please have a seat, and we're going to start the Austin.
When you're 3 yards,
Hello, all right. Hi. Any ideas?
By far my fastest pro.
You're way better. Working the crowd. You can't hear me? All right.
It's no good.
All right. Hello, my name is Austin. I'm one of the co-founders of Games and Simulation, and you may recognize me as that guy. No, you can't hear me still.
All right, so I'm going to project a little bit louder because the microphone apparently does not work. Can you hear me in the back? Sweet. All right, my name is Austin Pinzo. I'm one of the co-founders of Games and Simulation. Hi. Let's go. How you doing? We're actually pitching 2 games. We're going to split some peeps and have 2 different teams. And, oh, come on, man. Let's have really... Okay.
Show the thing, like
You're going to hold it with me?
Yeah, I'll hold it for you.
I like this. All right, I'm wasting time. Let's go. All right, so we're pitching 2 game teams, but one of the people aren't here, so I'm pitching it for them. So the first game is called Disarm. It is a VR RTS where the player is given a legion of drones to respond to an active shooter incident driven by also enemy drones. The critical path follows real active shooter incident management, so we're actually pulling from resources for actual training that they do for active shooter incidents and mass casualty events. It is going to put the player through mass casualty events with engaging drone RTS gameplay so they can learn a bit about how the process works and also have fun, I guess. Yeah, cool. So that's one of our games. We're building this in Unity Engine. We're using the XR Interaction Toolkit. It's built in VR with a top-down world, but it's not like first one, so it's kind of weird. Let's see. Oh, wow, there's a screen there. Why is it exciting? Drones. The challenge statement we're focusing on is the RTS one. I don't know what it's called. But there's a number of things that we're actually merging together from different categories. What? What's your skill set? So we have artists, developers, programmers, whatnot. We actually have a full team, so thank you for your time. The other game is called Meta Grove. Yeah, like Metaverse. Okay, you guys get it. All right, so Meta Grove is the digital twin of the Tech Grove, and I'm going to throw a Metaverse in there. It's going to be fun. So we're using Unity Engine as well, and we're using the XR Interaction Toolkit, Pun Networking, VBox, RPM, if I can get that working properly, because they recently broke it, and some of our own SDKs. And that also has a team. So thank you. Work? Good? Perfect? Okay.
Awesome. Next up. I'm your man away, unless you want to hold it.
Hi, my name's Patrick. Name of the game is Close Contact. It's working on the MARCH acronym, which is massive hemorrhaging, airway circulation, and hypo, whatever. But basically, it's a VR simulator that focuses on real-time first response. Pretty much doing it solo because I won't be back here till Sunday. It's on Unity, and thank you for your time.
If you have any support would that be?
Voice actors.
Voice actors, this guy. Okay, next up.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jeremy, and I'm from. All right. I'm going to be doing a real-time strategy game that I call Village Defense. Unoriginal title, but it kind of gets the point across. Now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to educate the players about integrated base defense, or at least the core concepts. And the most important thing about integrated base defense is proactivity and intel gathering. So ultimately what the player is going to be doing is that they'll be learning the basics of integrated base defense via gathering intel and to the sake of defending a base that's separated between a medical, technological area, a residence, a market, and it's kind of the only way you can really prepare in the game for a threat. And then you'll be able to allocate resources. It'll say, hey, recommended amount of resources or personnel for this particular threat. And there will be different facilities that are better at certain things, but they can also assist other facilities. But also keep in mind there's only so many resources to go around. And it'll be done in the Unity engine unless any coders that I assign to this convince me to use Unreal, which I know is kind of like when you're in a Unity sponsored thing. It's like going into a Coke bottling plant and promoting Pepsi. So I understand that they may not want to do Unreal, but if the scripters convince me to do one or the other, I'm good with that. But we're going to stick with Unity unless somebody says otherwise. And I'm only a designer personally. I do art and design. So I'm going to need scripters. I'm going to at least need one, preferably two, because I don't want one scripter dealing with everything. That doesn't sound like a recipe for anything other than disaster. And I'm also going to need a sound designer. And ideally, if we get all those people on board, I would want somebody dedicated solely to debugging and then also an environment designer. But ultimately what I need is 2 coders, an assistant artist, and a sound designer.
Awesome. Next up.
Hello, my name is Nicholas Walton, and I'm pitching a game called Shell. Basically, it's just Blastboard, but you only play as a tank. Who knows what Blastboard is? Raise your hand. No, okay. So Blastboard is basically a game made by Rare, who made GoldenEye, Donkey Kong Country, and other games. Basically, there's a runaway nuke, and you basically need to use multiple vehicles to destroy buildings and other objects to basically create a path, so the nuke can basically get away without exploding. Basically, it's going to be that, but you only play as a tank. Why is this project exciting? Preventing nuclear disaster? Why not? For a platform, we'll be using Unity. For skill set, I'm a game designer, do 2D art and 2D animation, and basically I need everyone. Programmers, artists, modelers, some people, etc. Yeah.
Awesome. Now it's Shell. Next up.
Hello, I'm Brett. We don't even have a title for. Oh, full player! Wow. Name of your game? We don't have one, so we'll decide that later. The general overview is that it is more or less a base management. You will be given a budget. You need to spend this on cameras, ammunition, guns, personnel, and pretty much everything else you need for a base. Then a random event will happen, and you need to deal with it. It's going to be anything from invasion from an outside force, one of your soldiers goes rogue, and you now have a shooter on the loose, to a riot happens, and you need to know how to deal with civilians now trying to break down your gates. And that's
crash.
Sure. Base crash. There we go. We found our title. High five, everyone. This is going to be through Unity. And honestly, we have 3 coders and a modeler, so audio would be great, but honestly, we'll welcome anyone. Okay.
Awesome. That's Base Crash. Next up.
Hey, good evening. My name is Josh Garris. I'm part of Team J Squad. And back in the Vietnam War, there's a stretch of road called the Thunder Road. And what happened was Viet Cong would place landmines all across this road, and it's actually estimated that 75% of all combat vehicles were blown up. So, in order to counteract that, they would have soldiers go out with minesweepers, and they would scan the road for any mines and make sure it's safe for vehicles to go down. Now, that being said, the name of our game is called Mine Your Step. Okay? And it's going to be in the Unity platform using the VR Oculus. And we have a full team right now, so we don't need anyone, but I would love some playtesters later on this weekend.
Sweet. That's Mine Your Step. Next up.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me all right? All right. My name is Noah, and I'm here with the Embry Riddle Game Development Club. Yeah! All right. The name of our project is going to be Cannon Fodder, and the basic idea of it is that it will be a 2v2 game where each team is separated by a wide battlefield, and on either side there will be a trench. One player will be in virtual reality, manning like a sort of like field howitzer cannon type thing, and the other person will be flying a drone over the battlefield. As the game progresses, like vehicles like tanks and things like that will progress towards the enemy side from either side, and the person in the drone will basically have to direct the other person who can't see what's going on where to fire the shells, and et cetera, et cetera. There will be some other wrinkles to it as well, but that's the main gist of it. We basically have a full team. We have 11 people, actually. But if anyone thinks this idea sounds exciting, you're more than welcome to come join us. So.
Hey everyone, I'm Jordan. So we have a really great opportunity this weekend to work with the Pilot Training Next systems over there. So they're like VR flight trainers. They have several demo applications that I'm going to learn about, but then also we get to add something to them. So I think the primary issue is the systems don't work together, so we want them to work together and maybe make an interesting game out of it, add some support for larger worlds, add some synthetic entities, so we'll just have some fun with it. Right? And we need everyone. The name will be Pilot Training Next. So.
Say that 3 times fast. Pilot Training Next. Next up.
How everybody doing today? My name is Johnny Williams.
Yeah!
And the name of our game is going to be Op 4 Training. So, by the show of hands, everybody here has seen The Matrix, right?
Yeah.
So, you remember the scene where Neo said, "I know Kung Fu"? Morpheus said, "Show me." That's going to be the overview of our game. So, we're going to have simulated training using the Tesla suit and the Oculus, where we upload different fighting styles to help soldiers train for combat.
How you doing? Senior Imager Model Manager from Patrick Air Force Base.
Yeah, Patrick!
That's it. I am a maintainer at Patrick. However, I do have quite a diverse background in not only the defense world, but also in the simulation world. I created a program that does terrorist threat analytics for Department of Defense, the Department of Energy. I also have sand table and physical digital tabletop products that are throughout the industry. So, essentially what we want to do is utilize the platforms that we just talked about in order to make physics assets to take a digital twin of the environment where these security forces or the blue team fights in the environment, and then the Op4 will utilizing an AI model fight against them. So we're going to take the same physics assets and model it to the correct techniques in order to be effective in the environment. So by utilizing that, you can not only train the personnel to become effective in their own environment, in their own stimuli, with multiple different stimuli, but also train them to better react quicker in multi-different environments. So yeah.
Awesome. Next up.
Hi guys, my name is Edson Jr. I'm from Brazil, and my team, my name is Edson Jr. and my game it's about an environment where we can teach recruits to about training using projection, streaming, interactive objects in the environment to make easy to understand some subjects. And we are using Unity and Outspace VR. That's a Microsoft tool. And I think that's the project is exciting because we can teach the recruits about Army in a fun way. in an easy way. Okay? Thank you.
Okay, we're good. Okay, so what's the project name? Be a soldier. Go this way. Get your side. So, are there no other pitch teams that are forming teams? Correct. All teams must pitch. Correct. Yes. Going once. Going twice. Oh, here we go. We got a straggler. Cheer him on up here, guys. We got one last straggler. There we go. All teams must pitch. All teams must pitch.
Hello, my name is Logan Rich, and I am currently with a gaggle of students from both Full Sail and UCF. I am the game name. We're still trying to figure that out, but what we're looking to do is the space tycoon, where we can create a spaceport and actively send shuttles into space and just grow a functioning port. And why is this exciting? Space. What else do we need? We have several coders, we have several little designers, and I know we have a good amount of artists, but if anyone wants to help us with this, you're more than welcome to join us. None I can think of.
Awesome sauce. So give a round for all of our pitch teams. Awesome, so I'll pitch the microphone there. So we want to make sure that everyone, all teams, all participants, you want to make sure that you're in the Discord. That's going to be primary communication. And now for those who didn't pitch or not on current teams and want to go seek out those projects to be able to support them through the weekend, all the teams have their flyers up on the far wall there. You'll be able to go over there, network with them, communicate, see how you can be supportive to their projects. Myself and probably Juan will be going around and doing some assessments, making sure that your project can be achievable through the weekend. But for the most part, it's go time. And when your team is ready to go, we'll be able to start moving some tables around so you can start finding them home. Yeah. What's that? That's a part of the technique. Yeah. And then so through just as a reminder, remember the most important thing is for your team to be able to leave the building here. We want to make sure that your team has got your photo on the photo wall with Steven here, as well as you've signed up for your HIO page. So that is going to be key. And just remember, there will be remote attendees, so keep your eye out up on Discord for that. On that note, it's go time.
I got you. Because you were both looking over and I was like, oh, that's I really can't see this. So what happens is the second there's a photographer who's not practicing long enough.
You don't need to move over if you want to.
Yeah.